Hey y'all, what's up there? It's the blind bearded chef Zeke. That is me all day long. That is me. Anyway, mac and cheese. I'm not a big fan of macaroni and cheese, but put it like this, I'll eat it. So I'm gonna make one with different types of cheese, but I'm gonna put some lobster in it. Yeah, expensive lobster. Can you believe I bought some lobster? Anyway, so about to make this lobster mac and cheese, and I think it's gonna be great because I like the creamy mac and cheese. I don't like the old school mac and cheese where they used to take it and mix it with eggs and milk and butter and cheese and put it in the oven. When it come out, it'd be like a big block and you gotta cut it out like a cake. I don't like that kind of macaroni or baked, what they call that, baked spaghettis. I don't like that kind. So I'm about to do a lobster mac and cheese. I went to Whole Foods and got all these old fancy cheeses. I hope it be good, y'all. Okay, let's get this recipe together. All right, I got my grater right here because it's best to grate this fresh cheese. Because if you buy the cheese in the store that's already shredded, it has potato starch on it and it don't melt well. So for our lobster mac and cheese, we're going to use several cheeses. I'm going to use pepper jack, sharp cheddar, smoked Gouda, Parmesan, Havarti, and cream cheese. Is that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, gonna be 6 different cheeses. Let me grate it up and I'll give y'all the measurements by how much I've used of each cheese. All right. Okay, right here is 1 cup of shredded Havarti. Right here is 1 cup of Gouda, smoked Gouda. Right here is 1.5 cups of sharp cheddar cheese. Okay. Right here, this is 1 cup of pepper jack. Right here is 1 cup of Parmesan. And right here is 4 ounces of cream cheese. All right. All right, I got a pot of water right there. In there, I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of kosher salt. Okay. I'm going to put it on the boil. And right here, I have 1 pound of elbow noodles. So let me get these noodles on. All right, here go our lobster tails. I got 4 of them. So let's open them up. I don't work like a blind man, huh, y'all? I'm so used to this kitchen. I know exactly what to do in my kitchen. Oh, wow. There go 1. There go the other one. And it comes with a little butter pack somewhere. There we go. Those 2 little butter packs. All right. Let's open them up. Get your scissors and cut along the side. This. Try not to cut myself. Because we can use the shells as presentation. So do it like that. Let's see if I got it cut. Like that, and let's pull that lobster tail out. They're not that big. I know that much to say how much you pay for these things. This is like $20 for 2 tails. All right, so we're gonna use that tail there as presentation. Y'all see that tail? Now let's get this. knife at. Let's cut it down the back and get that vein out. Okay. All right. All right. There go our lobster tail, and we're gonna take it and we're gonna cut it in pieces. So. And we're going to saute it in butter. Right. I'm heating up 2 tablespoons of butter. I season my lobster tails with about a tablespoon of Cajun seasoning. And we're going to just let this saute down for about a minute and a half. All right, been about 90 seconds. About 2 minutes, we can go and take it out. I got my spoon with the holes in it. After this, we're about to make our bechamel to make our sauce. And I'm going to put the noodles in the boiling water. Keep that residue at the bottom of your pot. Turn your fire back on and put in 1/2 stick of butter. All right, to that 1/2 stick of butter, let's put in 1/2 cup of onions. Diced onions real fine. And put in 4 cloves of minced garlic. Right, after about 2 minutes, add in 1/4 cup of flour. Turn your fire down a little bit. So we're gonna let this 1/4 cup of flour cook for about 3 minutes. Let's start making our bechamel white sauce. So actually a little roux, a white roux. All right, after about 3 minutes, let's add 1/4 cup of white wine, dry white wine. Let this wine cook off for about a minute. Add 2 teaspoons of roasted chicken and garlic better than bouillon. Okay. Add that in there. Now, let's add 3 cups of evaporated milk. I'm using evaporated milk because I didn't have half and half or heavy whipping cream. So we're going to use evaporated milk. Stir this all together till it comes to a little boil. Then we're going to melt the cheeses in here. And we're going to season to taste. All right, let's add about 1/2 teaspoon of, about a teaspoon of Cajun seasoning. Let's add about a teaspoon of garlic powder. About a teaspoon of onion powder. And let's add a little white pepper. No, where my white pepper at? Right here. About 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper. All right. Let's stir this all together. Let's add a teaspoon of salt. I got my salt. All right, it's gonna be a very creamy sauce. So I got my fire turned down low because you want to melt these cheeses very slow. All right. So first, it's gonna make a lot of cheese sauce too. Let's put in those 4 ounces of cream cheese. Let's melt the cream cheese first. I'm just gonna stir and let the heat melt that down. Let's put the Havarti in there. So we letting the residual heat heat just melt the cheese. You want to melt it very slow. If you don't melt it slow, the cheese is going to separate and become very oily. So let's let the heat do its thing. Y'all see how it's melting? Y'all see it there? Just keep stirring. Let it get very smooth. All right, let's add smoked Gouda. Okay. That smells good. Let it do its thing. All right, let's add pepper jack. Right, let's add about a cup of this cheddar cheese. We'll take the other half a cup and put it on top of the macaroni. Let me turn it down some more. Let's add our shaved Parmesan cheese. I was giving it a little taste. I'm gonna need some more seasoning in this. Okay, let's let this melt. Okay, and put me a teaspoon of seasoning salt. And I think that'll be good. So a teaspoon of seasoning salt. I think it's gonna be okay with that. And let's add in those 2 tablespoons of sour cream. All right, we can turn this bad boy off and just let the heat do the rest. Taste to your liking. Everybody's taste buds is different. See how creamy that is? It's gonna be a creamy lobster mac and cheese. Yeah, buddy. All right, see how creamy that is? All right. Lastly, you wanna grate in a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Just a half a teaspoon. Trust me, it's gonna work. I like the Lobster. It's about a half a teaspoon. And that goes good with any cheese sauce. It makes it stand out. All right. Let's mix that in there. Look how good and creamy that is. All right, there go our cheese sauce. There go our pound of elbow noodles. Okay. Let's pour some of the sauce in there. You judge by how much sauce you want. Let's start out with that much. Let's mix it in. All right, I used all of my sauce. Look how cheesy that is. That's why it's called mac and cheese. Now, let's stir in half of our lobster tails. And we're gonna save some. Let me break this piece up. And we're gonna save some to put on top. So let's add in some lobster tails in there. Make sure they broke into pieces. All right, see the lobster tails? So stir in those lobster tails in there. Get your buttered casserole dish right here. And let's transfer the lobster mac and cheese in there. After you got in your casserole dish, put it on a cookie sheet. I got my oven set at 375 degrees. Now, those extra lobster pieces that we have, we're gonna put them on top, like that. Take some extra cheddar cheese and pepper jack cheese and sprinkle the top. Like so. All right, take 2 of those lobster tails and put it on each end, because when they bake, they're going to turn red. All right, we're going to put this in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. All right, it's about to come out the oven. Make sure I don't burn myself. Oh, this is bubbling hot. Look at that. Oh, there we go, y'all. Hope y'all can see it. There you go. Let me let y'all hear it. Y'all hear that cheese bubbling? Woo! This is gonna have to cool off before we taste it, y'all. Okay, I was inspired to make this recipe by Mr. Make It Happen. Yeah, so this is similar to his recipe. Just a few changes, but similar to his recipe. Look at that. All right, y'all. Can't wait to taste it. All right, it's time to taste, y'all. Lobster mac and cheese. Oh, yes, sir. Amazing. Next time I get 6 lobsters, but those 4 lobsters cost $40, y'all. This is a very expensive dish, and all those different cheeses. No more bite. Oh, that lobster good. All right. Y'all seen the blind British chef make this dish? Gather some money up and splurge a little. Bye, y'all.